What's up, guys? Good morning. It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. I want to talk about, first of all, this is a challenge video. I don't know why there's confusion. Anything related to Atkins or anything like that is going to be a challenge video. Anything not related to Atkins or diet or anything is probably not going to be a video for the challenge. Now, that being said, some people are saying that they don't know the exercises, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's clear this up really quick, because in the last video that I talked about, I believe it was emotional eating, whatever it was, they are in a actual playlist called 2021 Challenge. I've explained that, and I explained that in the first video, so please make sure you listen clearly on these videos. I'm not trying to bust your chops, but you gotta listen. So in the last video, I talked about exercise being every other day. I believe it was like 15 sit-ups, some burpees, some different things, and you were supposed to be doing them every other day. I think it's been 4 or 5 days, and I only seen people post once about the actual exercises. The only ones that were of an exception were like my own personal clients that were in the challenge, because they could, if they had to do them during the day, I didn't want them doing them the same day and giving them time in between. Now, moving on. Low carb. A lot of people seem to lack a little bit of basic understanding of exactly what it means to be low carb. So first of all, from a energy standpoint, I think is probably the most important thing, being if you are low carb, your energy is coming from fat, like nutritional fat, meaning the fat that you're eating. So if you find yourself eating like oils and butter and cheese and things like that, these are your energy sources. So where this seems to get confused is a lot of people, especially clients that work out and stuff like that, when they're flip-flopping back and forth from energy fuel source, like say you're eating like trash one day and then 2 or 3 days later you're eating good, and you're like, I don't know what's going on with my cravings, I don't know what's going on with this, I don't know what's going on with my energy in the gym or my workouts, or I'm cranky or this or that, like I'm getting headache because I'm getting dizzy every few days. So first of all, this sounds like your dad making a video trying to get your shit together. I don't want it to sound like that, but if that's what it sounds like, then it probably needs to sound like that. When you're flip-flopping back and forth with low carbohydrate and high carbohydrate, or pretty much any carbohydrate that's not on your meal plan, because it's as easy as, you know, one chocolate covered strawberry or one bite of ice cream or a cupcake or anything. It's really simple to be able to screw it up really fast. Now, say you're low carb and you're eating 15, 20 carbs a day, and then you eat something, a small little piece of chocolate that has 10 carbs in it, 20 carbs, and 10 grams of sugar or something like that. You pop yourself out of what they call nutritional ketosis. So if you're in ketosis, your actually body has switched to being able to burn fat. A lot of people don't understand that, yes, it takes a while to become fat adapted, but if you're flip-flopping back and forth between low carb, high carb, or pretty much any carb other than what is on your meal plan, you're screwing yourself. First of all, there's no chance of even getting fat adapted if you're not giving yourself long enough to be in a state of ketosis, like, or a state of which you're burning fat. But I think more importantly, you have to remember it takes about 3 to 5 days to go into what they call ketosis. So you're actually burning fat as fuel. So if 2 or 3 days ago you had cookies or some chips or French fries or whatever, and now you are 3 days, 4 days afterwards, you have to remember it takes a few days for those carbohydrates to come out of your system, kind of like a drug. That sugar and that carbohydrates, you're having a withdrawal, basically like a drug withdrawal. Very similar. So you get cranky, you'll get tired, you'll be bloated, you may be retaining weight. All kinds of things happen. Your energy might be low, you might be getting dizzy, you may not be as strong. A lot of these things you'll find out that happen in the gym and stuff But the problem here is with Atkins or keto or low carb, first of all, if it works for you, you should probably maximize it. And if it works for you, you have to stop flip-flopping back and forth, because here's the thing. You can get twice as fat if you're jumping back and forth. So you're eating a low carbohydrate diet, which has more calories and more pack for the punch, and it should keep you fuller, faster, longer. Now, as long as you are adhering to that, you shouldn't have any problems with hunger, and your cravings should go away after 3 to 5 days. Some people as much as a week once they're fine-tuning their diet and stuff like that. But most people are just a few days and it goes away. The problem is when you're high fat, or when you're using fat as fuel. I don't want to say high fat, but when you're using fat as fuel and your calories like are higher from fat, and then you're flipping back and you're eating cookies or snacks and stuff like that. So you're eating a very calorically dense meal plan, and then you're going to eat sugar and carbohydrates on top of that. So you're literally like 2 times as worse as you could be if you just stopped eating the low carb and ate the freaking sugar. And I know that sounds shitty, and I don't want anybody to do that. Don't twist my words up, but I'm just saying you have to be careful about flipping back and forth, because not only are you going to raise your body fat, but like you're going to start getting bloated and start being not fitting in your clothes right and stuff like that. So with low carbohydrate, it's pretty much all or nothing. And I think with your healthy lifestyle, no matter what you're doing, it's kind of like me going in the gym and being like, okay, I have 3 sets of bicep curls and each one has to have 12 reps. And I go over there and I'm like, all right, there's 1 rep. There's a half a rep. Yeah, I'm done. Get the hell out of here. What the hell are you going to get from that? Absolutely nothing. You're not going to get the benefits that you're looking for. It's all or nothing. Either you do the 3 sets of 12 or you get the fuck out of the gym. It's just that easy. Like, stop wasting your fucking time and stay on track. After a couple weeks, like, you literally start cruising through. The problem is a lot of people will go 3 or 4 days and then they'll get those cravings and then they'll buckle and eat. And then they'll go 3 or 4 more days and then they'll get those cravings and they'll buckle and they'll eat. So you're literally fighting against the process. Have a little bit more, I don't want to say self-control because that sounds kind of rude, but have a little bit more stayingism. That's my fucking created word for today. Have a little more staying power. Stay with it a little bit longer, a couple more weeks, a month. A lot of people get obsessed with, I'm not dropping weight. I'm not dropping 5 pounds a day. Okay, so it doesn't work like that. Like, if you look at the marathon of the idea, it's a long period of time. And over the long period of time, maybe you've lost 20, 30, 50, 100 pounds or whatever. And it doesn't have to come all off at once. If you are seeing drops in general, that is a beautiful thing. So it doesn't matter if it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 2 pounds, whatever it is, drops are drops. And it's all about the averages over time. It has nothing to do with, oh, this week I lost 5 pounds. This week I lost 12 pounds. This week I lost 2 pounds or whatever. A drop is a drop, and you need to feel good about that. Don't be obsessed with the scale. A lot of the times, while you are working on, building muscle and stuff like that, you're kind of getting an even exchange for muscle during fat, or muscle versus fat if you're working out and stuff like that. That is not an excuse to sneak foods and stuff and be like, oh, Jonathan, I must be making an even exchange for muscle versus fat. Because if it's my client, all I got to do is pop you on the body fat machine, and I'm going to be able to find out if that's bullshit or not. So if you're not making an even exchange, if you haven't picked up 5 pounds of muscle and lost 5 pounds of fat, well, then I know damn well, like, you're not going where you think you're going. So that being said, the most important thing is that you understand that you are using that fat as fuel, okay? So when you skip meals and you're like, oh, I'm not hungry, you have to make sure you're eating as much as you can without gorging yourself anyway, because your body is using that as fuel. The difference between eating carbohydrates and eating fat for fuel is carbohydrates send you like a little sugar reminder every few hours, like, holy shit, go gorge yourself. Fat is completely different. You'll actually get to the point to where you're like, I'm not even that hungry. But the problem with that is if you stop eating for too long, eventually by the time that hunger catches up to you, which it does take longer because you're eating fat, so it's actually more satiating. It's going to keep you longer. More protein, like, it's going to keep you fuller longer. So you're not like mindlessly grabbing a bag of chips every 5 minutes or eating popcorn or whatever. Like, you will get further on the foods that you are receiving. But if you let yourself go too long, eventually those cravings pop up. And a lot of us, it's not that we're craving bad foods, it's that we have bad habits instilled in our minds, because for the last 10 years or 5 years or 2 years or 20 years or 50 years or whatever, we have reached for those bad foods, and that has been like just a habitual thing. It has nothing to do with, oh my gosh, I'm craving and I have to eat a bad food. It's just that when you suddenly get hungry, that is what you have always reached for. So just keep that in mind. Remember, this is going to be a marathon. It's not a sprint. You have to take it easy and understand that you gotta fill your time with something besides eating poorly. It could be reading. That's why I have you guys reading. This is why I have you guys journaling. This is why I have you guys figuring out these things and exercising and doing different things, because they're extremely important. If you don't focus on something besides eating, what the hell are you? You know what I mean? Like, if we are literally a victim of food, like, you can't be doing that. Like, if food is if this is a really mean, I feel so mean in this video, but it's true. Like, it's really true. If food is life to you, what the fuck is your life? Like, do something more exciting. If the most exciting thing to you is eating a fucking cheeseburger and fries, like, plan a fucking vacation or get a hobby or watch a cool TV show or spend time with your kids or something. Like, do fucking something besides worrying about that. And a lot of people will tell me, because I'll say drink your damn water a lot, like drinking water and stuff like that. And that'll work for some people, slamming a bottle of water. A lot of people, if you just make your food that you're supposed to fucking eat, you'll be perfectly fine. A lot of the times by the time hunger hits you, you're like, oh shit, I haven't eaten. Somebody said in a video recently that something along the lines of, your metabolism is not activated. This is gravity transformation. I don't mean to call him out, but he posted the gravity transformation channel. He was like, he's a good channel. Like, he's got like 3.2 million followers or something like that, which is great. But he said something on the lines, the one of the myths of weight loss is that eating more regularly won't speed up your metabolism. But I responded, because sometimes I'm a troll. I try not to be, and I try to be respectful. But it's not necessarily that it speeds up your metabolism, but what it does is it staves off hunger. So if you're eating every 2 or 3 hours, you don't get to the point to where you're in starvation mode. Here's the thing. As Americans, or as people in general society of this day and age in the 21st century, we really do have a ton of chronic stress. We have emotional problems that come up. There's a lot of mental health issues and things like that. So if you put yourself to where you are triggered and you actually get pissed off and you haven't eaten for 5 or 6 hours, boom, emotional eating, stress eating, you fall apart and you start it all fucking over again. So that being said, the exercise for today is going to be 25 push-ups, okay? 25 sit-ups or crunches. If you can't do regular push-ups, do regular if you can't do regular push-ups, do modified push-ups. And then you are going to do a plank for as long as you can times 3. You're going to do this every single day until the next video. There shouldn't be any guesswork. This is the exercise. 25, 25, and 3 planks. 25 sit-ups, 25 crunches if you can't do sit-ups, 25 push-ups, 25 girl push-ups if you can't do them. We'll try to keep from your kneecap all the way to your shoulder a straight line. If you look in a mirror and your butt is like this, sticking up, drop your midsection down. Pull your shoulders forward and you'll be able to put yourself in a better position. Trust me, even if you're off track, exercise helps. Have a beautiful day, guys. Be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. #TeamBoo. And thank you so much for all.